Hi, I'm Will.
Hey, and I'm Tasha. Welcome to My Better Half. We're so excited you're with us.
Now, we're doing My Better Half a little differently right now. We're both ministers in the marketplace, and our goal is to really meet needs. And a part of what we're doing is Tasha is back in Virginia, taking care of business and taking care of our family there in Virginia. And I'm all the way in Southeast Asia. Actually, today I'm in Vietnam. And as we're recording the next couple podcasts, we're going to go from Vietnam to Thailand to Indonesia. And I'm doing a combination of things. I'm both preaching the word at some amazing churches that we have relationships with, but I'm also connecting with business leaders. And I've had the opportunity to connect with scores and scores of business leaders here in Vietnam. And we're really excited that we get to do this podcast, even though we're 12 time zones away. We get to be with each other. We get the chance to be with you.
It's a Herculean effort trying to figure out a time to do this because it's nighttime for me and it's daytime for you. Is it morning? It's morning for you.
It's 7:30 in the morning. I've got my Vietnamese coffee.
Good
So I am
morning.
highly caffeinated. And in a little bit, I'm going to get to have egg coffee. They have all sorts of coffee here.
Egg coffee?
Egg coffee. So it's coffee mixed with eggs. It's supposed to be amazing. There's avocado coffee. There's all sorts of coffees that
That
they have here.
sounds disgusting, but I
I hear
cannot
it's
wait for you to
incredible.
tell me
I hear it's
how it actually
incredible.
is.
I have not had a single bad thing here. The food is
I believe
absolutely
that.
incredible in Vietnam, but the people are so much even better than the food. The such an amazing city. I get the opportunity to be in Ho Chi Minh City. Many of you guys might know it as
Mm,
Saigon, and it is a beautiful city.
mm.
Business is booming here in Vietnam, and it's exciting to be a marketplace minister right here.
I wish I could be there with you, but
I do too.
somebody's got to stay home. Okay.
Hey, that's hey, we got to work it out. We got to work it
Yeah.
out. And
Yeah.
but so we are now in episode 17. So we've been moving along at a clip. And over the next 5 episodes, starting with last week, we started talking about the neuroscience of recovery. And
Hmm.
it's crazy that we'd be talking about the neuroscience of recovery because we are doing a lot. We're engaged a lot in the world, like I'm sure you are in your life. But we're
Hmm.
learning that it's important to, to engage, to work hard, but also to relax and to recover
Hmm.
and to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And definitely doing international travel, like I just did here. I traveled for 33 hours to get here. The science of recovery, the things I'm teaching are very, very relevant to what I'm living in my life right now.
You have to be exhausted on every level. You must be on like Holy Spirit energy or something right now.
I am.
What is
I am.
this?
I am.
So
Uh,
I'm glad we're talking about rest right now because you're going to need a lot
yes.
of it.
Yep.
We need to check in about last week. So we gave everybody this challenge to literally work for 90 minutes, take a 10-minute break, work for 90 minutes, take a 10-minute break. And in this break, there couldn't be any scrolling, there couldn't be any, distraction making actions. That was a very, very hard challenge. And I know it's especially hard for you. Can you just kind of share how hard that was for you?
Yeah. So, what I've learned is it's really important to be able to take time to not be on a device, to take time to unplug.
Mm.
And that is not my normative state. My kids, when they were really young, they used to call me a ha-ha-holic. So the basically that I'm addicted to electronics is what my son would say. He said, "Dad, you're a ha-ha-holic. You're always on your electronics." And so I've learned that it's important to unplug.
Alcoholic.
It's important to sleep, and it's important to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. It's important also to hydrate. So
Yeah.
hydration is really important because 80% of your brain is water. And so a lot of the brain fog that we have is that we're just
Yeah.
not hydrated.
I've been telling you to drink water all of your stinking life.
And
All
eat
26
vegetables.
years.
And eat
Yes.
vegetables.
And now you want to listen? Well,
Now,
you know what? Finally, I get something. So it's all
hard
good.
head.
So the resets help the hardware, but today we have to talk about the software a little bit.
Right, right.
That's constantly running in the background. So, how many times a day do you think you check your phone and just say, I'm just going to check it just for a second? How many times a day do you think you might do that?
Too much. too much. I mean, I think
Mhm.
that's one of the things I'm learning is if you're going to be effective, you've got to choose to have an intentional schedule. So what you've got to do is you cannot be constantly checking your phone because that actually really hurts your productivity. There may be a lot of activity, but there's really low productivity. So you want to
Yeah.
check your phone at intentional times, and you want to have intentional times where you're not on email, you're not on your phone, you're not on a device, you're not wearing your glasses, you're not straining your eyes or your body, but you take time to be in the sun, to take in nature, to literally look out at the distance so you can help your eyes to
Mhm.
do well with perspective. Those are really
Mhm.
critical things just for your physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual health.
Mhm. Well, it also hinders your connectivity. So, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but your connectivity with your spouse or any other human beings around you, it hinders that when you're constantly on your phone, right? Or on some kind of device doing whatever. And today we're talking about cognitive recovery because that's the necessary thing that's going to help us to calm our brains down and be more productive. So, we're talking about how we're going to do this digital fast thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing, we're really into both the science
Mhm.
and sound counseling and real world experience. So we have
Mhm.
26 years of experience of doing things badly and doing a few things well.
That
We
makes
have
work.
20, yeah, and that's the truth. And we've gone in to really learn a lot of the science behind how to have a healthy relationship so that you're looking
Yeah.
at your spouse and you're saying to your spouse, you're my better half. One of the things I want to talk about here for a second in the tech world, we call it the signal versus noise ratio. And,
Mhm.
folks like Elon Musk will tell you that they're all signal and no noise. Like, so the goal is you want to get out of the noise and you want to zone in on a signal. And you want to make sure that you're tuned in, if you
Mhm.
will, to your spouse. Now, for some of
Mhm.
us that are older, we remember the difference between FM and AM bands, that there's two different bandwidths that you can be on a radio signal. And oftentimes, what happens with couples is if you're not keeping up with your spouse's map, their relational map, who they are,
Mhm.
you can
Mhm.
literally be on two different wavelengths. And
Hmm.
that's really where a lot of the tension comes in, particularly after you've been married for a long time, and particularly when you're in the window that we're in, where you're getting ready to have a new nest or an empty nest, the
Mhm.
kids are heading off. You want to make sure you're both on the FM band or you're both on the AM band, whatever band you're on, you want to make sure that you're both on it. And when we're bombarded with constant notifications like dun dun dun, breaking news, then what happens is we're pinging between different time zones and between different
Mm.
signals.
Mm.
And we really have a shallow relationship. So even
Mhm.
though, we're right now 12 time zones away, Tasha and I, we've been keeping up with each other. We had a really great conversation earlier this morning, which is earlier this
Tonight
afternoon for
for
her.
me, yeah.
Yeah, and earlier this morning for me. And we're also really intentionally dialing in with our kids, and we're able to talk through real world issues. So in our tech world, there's no reason to be divided because technology allows us to connect, but technology can also, if you don't use it well, can actually lead to you being further apart. So you have to be very disciplined about how you use tech and how you turn on, turn off notifications when you're on a device, when you're not on a device.
So, a really funny thing happened today while we were on the phone earlier.
Hmm.
I was telling you a story that I probably have told you this. It's been 26 years of marriage, so I've told you this story about probably 26 times
Hmm.
throughout this time. And you got distracted, and I know that you got distracted because our daughter comes up, sees you on the phone, and she's like, "Dad, are you scrolling? Are you looking at text messages? What are you doing? I can see it
She
on your
did.
face." And
She
I didn't
did.
even know. I didn't catch it. I didn't even know. But as soon as she said that, I was like, you're not listening. You know how I feel about that.
Yep.
But it's so easy to get distracted
It
with
is.
all the messages, the emails, and all the just being so constantly available all the time.
Hmm.
Everything just feels so urgent. It feels like you can't just stop for a second and not be available, not be
Right.
present, to all the things that are going on around you, and just be present in the moment with the person you're supposed to be present with.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, that's the challenge. And I totally got shouted out by our daughter.
She caught you.
She caught me, she held me accountable, and I was like, "Oh man." And she's so what's wild is all these digital natives, they
Oh
know everything.
man.
Like there's you sound different, by the way, even if
Mhm.
you're not on camera. You
Yes.
sound different if you're in the bathroom because of the echo of the bathroom. And young people, they know the difference. They're like, "Oh my gosh, are you in the bathroom having this conversation with me?" You know what I'm saying?
I
So
didn't
all I'm
know
saying
that.
is,
It's good to
hey,
know.
it is actually good to know.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say this, real talk.
Oh man.
You got to make sure that you're taking time to be human. Okay.
Mhm.
You got to make sure that you're taking time
Mhm.
for yourself, that you're
Yeah.
taking time to really recover. So I just
Yes.
want to talk
So
for quick questions. Go ahead. You go
yes.
first.
It's so funny. I can't touch your leg or anything to tell you I'm going to say something. So I don't know how we're going to work this out.
You're doing great.
But anyway, like so today we're going to be showing you how to go dark, all right?
Mhm.
Not in a bad way, in a good way. How to go dark but stay bright. All right? We're going to show you the science of why your phone is killing your creativity and your connectivity, and how a digital fast can save your leadership and your home, your relationship.
Mhm.
So, there's a concept called the attention restoration theory,
Mhm.
ART.
Art.
And it suggests, yes, art, beautiful art. It suggests that urban and digital environments drain our direction attention. So the
Yes.
only way to resolve that focus is to spend time in soft fascination environments.
Mhm.
All that means is like being out in nature. That's all it means. It's just a
Mhm.
really fancy way of saying go outside, be with the birds, the bees, look at the grass, look at the flowers. Like I was outside my house and I was just out there for a second today and I looked at the roses in our front yard and I was just mesmerized. And I just sat there and took it all in, took in their beauty, took in how plentiful they are, just how gorgeous they are. It gave me so much peace just to look at the flowers. But it's
Yeah.
little things like that. That is technically the fancy word for that is a soft fascination environment that I created for myself just by going out on my porch for a second.
Yeah, and you may have to curate some of those environments for yourself.
Mhm.
If you live
Mhm.
in an urban environment, you need to buy plants and have plants in your home. If you can choose where you live, you should choose to live in smart cities that integrate nature with urban environments. Or if you live in a rural area, you have a lot of this plentiful and available to you. But here's what's funny. You can live in the most rural area, have good
Mhm.
Wi-Fi, and spend your
Mhm.
life on a device, right? And
Yeah,
you can miss all of it. So you have to
you
be
can.
really intentional about what you're doing. There's a stat called the switch cost stat,
Mhm.
and Neuroscience shows that every time you check a notification, it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to get back to deep, focused work. If you check your phone 3 times in an hour,
Mm.
you literally are never working at full capacity. So think about
Wow.
this for a second. People are checking their phone, they're
Mhm.
working, they
Yep.
are not optimized. So,
Mhm.
and you think, well, it's just a notification. No, you need to turn off your notifications so you can work. And every time you check your phone, you lose 23 minutes. And so I know there's a lot of conversation, and we are knee deep in AI, and we're really big advocates for tech, and we're really big advocates for smart development. But here's what I'm saying: you've got to be smart about your own personal development. And big thing is turn off the notifications. Don't do what I did earlier. And when you have good people in your life, like my daughter, listen to the accountability and get off the devices. Don't get distracted.
Okay, babe, I just want to tell you one thing. If I'm telling you a story that I've told you 1,000 times and I have no
Yes,
idea that I've told it to you, I just need you to tell me before I end the story that it's the 1,000th time. Okay?
got it.
Can we do that? Can we make a
Yes.
deal? You can literally, it won't be rude. You can just be like, babe, you told me this.
Okay, you got it.
Thank you. All right.
I will aim to do that for you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. All right.
Gotcha.
There's no surprise that the Love Lab research actually links high phone usage to lower marital satisfaction. That's not a surprise, right?
Mm-mm.
The less you're on your phone, the more chances you are to have a better marriage. The
Hmm.
more you're on your phone, the lower your chances are.
Hmm.
Because when you're on your phone, it triggers a physiological stress response in your partner that's identical to being ignored in a conversation. When we're in person, it's a lot easier for me to know
Hmm.
that you're doing that. And if we're having a conversation, that's exactly what it feels like. You
Yeah.
do feel you feel that intense feeling of, oh my gosh, you're ignoring me. I'm being ignored. That's the worst feeling on the earth in the moment, in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah. That really is. And you don't realize how much you do it. You just realize
Mhm.
how much when other people do it, how you feel about it.
Yeah, exactly. Do I do
It's
that to
it's
you?
oh no, it's not just you. Everywhere it's happening. Uh, the truth is we are
Yeah.
in a really dynamic technological moment
Yeah.
where people are not dialed in, the level of
Mhm.
attention is not there, and the level of connection is being strained. And
It
so
is.
this is really important for your personal development and for your intentional development at really making your spouse your priority so that you see them and you communicate that you see them as
Mm.
your better half. So to that point, I want to dive a little bit deeper here. And this is the multitask myth.
Mm.
Tasha, you pride yourself in being able to manage dozens of things at once, but multitasking is just a fancy way and a fancy word for constant distraction. How does digital noise affect your peace of mind at the heart of our home? Because you're a multitasker. I can only do one thing at a time. And we
I
all
pride
know that.
myself on it. I pride
You
myself on
do.
it.
You do. You're like
Here's
always doing lots of things.
here's what's happening though. I'm getting wiser in my old age, and I realize I really cannot multitask. Yes, I've
Yeah.
been lying to myself my entire life. Yes, it
Good.
is true. So I thought that I
You
could
heard it
multitask,
here. You heard it here. You heard it right here
but
on
I really
camera.
can only do one thing at a time. I was
Yeah.
at the store the other day and I was trying to check out my groceries and talk on the phone to someone. And literally in the middle of the conversation, I was like, listen, I can't talk to you right now. I can only do one thing. I can't even do that because
Yeah.
I might swipe groceries and think they're one price and pay too much or whatever. I might get gypped because I'm trying to talk on the phone at the same time.
Yep.
I'm understanding I can only do one thing at a time at this
Yeah.
point in my life. You have corrected me enough on that, and I see it finally. I'm listening.
I just want to say I thought I should be able to do that. And I realized that I can't. And
Mhm.
I think embracing your limitations is a
Mhm.
big part of just finding peace in your life.
Of maturity as well. Yeah.
It is. Now, speaking of this, like we both are followers of Jesus. And
Mhm.
one of the things I appreciate is Jesus is like this incredible example of a fully integrated person. Um,
Mhm.
one of the scriptures that I love the most is in Matthew 14:23. It says, after he had dismissed the crowds, he went up on a mountainside by himself. When
Mhm.
evening came, he was there alone. Jesus had this consistent practice of solitude and aloneness. He
Yeah.
often got away to get alone, to recharge. And you think, well, if you had all the power of the universe, this is what we believe. We believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of the living God, that he
Mhm.
died, was buried, and rose again. And we believe that he is the embodiment of God in the flesh. So with
Mhm.
all of that power, you would think like he would always be on the go. He wasn't. He took time to be alone. He took time to be quiet. He took time with every person to be emotionally present. It's really important that you do that for yourself so you can show up for your spouse.
Mhm. So I want you to imagine what Jesus would have been like if he didn't take time
Hmm.
for himself. If he didn't go off to quiet places and be with God and be in silence, like he wouldn't have been able to be there for people as he ran into them randomly on the road or at somebody's house or whatever. He wouldn't have been able to meet the needs that he needed to be able to meet in the time and within he in a timely manner. The truth is, though we think that he should have been able to do that, that's not the way that's not the example that he leaves us.
Right.
He could have done it, but it's not a healthy example.
It's not.
So he did it the most healthy way.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I think people miss that in their relationship as they're looking at Jesus and they're looking at who he is and how he was and how he was able to be there for everyone whenever, they don't pay attention to how he recharged. They don't pay attention to how important that was to him and how important he thinks it is for us to be
Yeah.
able to recharge. Like, how can you give to your family when you get home? I know that most men, I've talked to many men who have said when they come home, they don't feel like they're ready to give to their families. They're
Right.
exhausted.
Right.
They're just not in a place. It's not that they're bad. It's not that they don't want to. Like, they're just not in a place to be able to get to give to their family because they haven't taken a moment to be alone first.
Yes.
Have you
Yeah.
found how have you found that for yourself?
I've struggled with it. I mean, we live in the same house. We live the same life. I mean, we're not in the same house right now, but
Right?
I struggle with it, and I realize that for so much of my fatherhood and of our marriage, I just poured myself out because I want to be excellent at what I did professionally, whatever I was doing. I wanted to give to other people, and then when I'd come home, my family got what was left over. And
Right.
so I've been radically reprioritizing my life, trying to get my life back into alignment. What's crazy is it's really simple. You work
Mhm.
for 6 days and you take a day off every week. That's
Right.
what you're supposed to do. It's called a Sabbath. It's what God designed the system to do. Also, when it's light, you work. When it's dark, you sleep. Like there are circadian rhythms, there are systems that are worked out that we
Mhm.
defy because of our technology. And it's wreaking havoc on our recovery. Our lack of sleep and our lack of hydration has led to a profound lack of connection. And
Mm.
a lot of the issues with relationships are physiological, they are physical, and they're manifest in the spiritual and the emotional, but a lot of them are physical. So
Mm.
you got to make sure you're really taking care of yourself. The deep work really is the superpower of the 21st century, but you
Mhm.
can't do deep work if you're constantly skimming on the surface of your notifications.
Mm.
So
Mm.
right now, just so you know, a lot of people are talking about, oh, AI is going to take everyone's job. AI is not going to take the job of someone who can do deep work. AI
That's
will
right.
take the job of someone who's constantly distracted because they're not optimized anyway. They're not actually productive anyway. And so
Mm.
a computer could do your distracted job, but a computer can't do the deep work and the deep thinking that you really need to do. And so I just want to encourage you, don't be afraid of change.
Mm.
Start by changing yourself because everybody wants to change the world. Everybody wants to call everyone in the world to change and say how messed up the world is. If you could just start by changing yourself, going to sleep, drinking water, taking care of yourself, showing up as your very best self, then you could be a better spouse. And you would look at your spouse and say, you're my better half.
Oh, I love that. So the if you're always available to everybody, then you're eventually present for no one.
Right.
That's all I was trying to say earlier. That's it. And your phone should be a tool that you use, but not a leash that walks you. Like,
Yes.
that was another thing I was thinking about earlier. I'm like, man, these phones actually dictate when we're available and when we're not. Like, they dictate our schedules. They take our attention. They take over our lives. It's like a leash that's walking you everywhere you go. Nobody wants to be controlled by anything, but we allow ourselves to be controlled by our phones. It's
Yeah.
crazy. But we can stop this with very small decisions, very small daily decisions.
Yeah. And as you get ready to take us into our minute for your marriage and really talk
Mhm.
about the recovery minute, I just want to say this one thing. You got to stop for a second and ask yourself, all the
Yeah.
people that are making the tech, all the big tech titans,
Yep.
they don't let their kids be on phones. Their
Yep.
kids are not on social media. They are not constantly on devices. They often take really long vacations
They
so
do.
that they can recover, and they have very intentional sleep and fitness times. So you've got
Mhm.
to be mindful. You should not imitate all the examples of all people, but the people that are promoting a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Don't use it the way that we use it. These are amazing tools.
Yeah.
We're able to talk 12 time zones away. We're using, we're able to have a podcast with you, even though we're separated by thousands of miles. This is awesome. But when we get done, we're going to have to come off our devices and be able to go about our day.
Yeah, there's people, they know something we don't know because they made this stuff. We should look at what they're doing.
Sam.
So on that note, all right, it's time for a marriage minute. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. All right, so the sundown box. All right, that's what it's called. The goal is to reclaim the evening for cognitive recovery and marital connection. Who does not want that? You know? All right, so here's what you got to do. Starting at a certain time. And you and I, we need to talk about what time we want to start this. We're suggesting 7 o'clock, but you're able to pick whatever time. So let's just say 7 right now. So starting tonight at 7 o'clock, both of your phones go into a literal wooden box or whatever box you want. Hide them from yourselves. And after that, they don't come out until a 6-second kiss the following morning. So 7 o'clock is a tall order. So you guys need to talk to your spouse, figure out what time would work well for you. If it's 8, if it's 9, whatever it is, decide on it together. And then your phones don't come back out of that box or that hidden place until the next morning after a 6-second kiss with your spouse. Craziness. Okay, here's the thing. It's going to be really hard for me to give you a 6-second kiss, like virtually. I'm not really sure how we're going to work that out, but we're doing this. Okay?
Off camera.
We're doing this. We'll figure it out. Okay. All right? So that's it. That's our marriage minute. That's our marriage minute challenge.
So
that's all we got to do.
So real talk. Let me just recap this for everyone.
Yes.
Literally, this is the way the world is supposed to work. You work for 6 days and you take a day off every week. When the sun is up, you're working. When the sun is down, you're done. Okay. Now, obviously, people have different schedules or different commitments that we all have. I get all that. But you've got to give yourself a system that you can follow. And what's cool about notifications is you can put a notification. Hey, I won't be available till 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Doing that is an incredible discipline. It does a couple things. One is it gives you time to think. The second thing that it does is it communicates your priorities to other people.
It does.
The real key to success is not your ability to say yes. It is the fact that you have the discipline to say no and be consistent in when you're able to say no. So just want to encourage you with that. And I'm really excited about that recovery minute. So this week, for the next 7 days, you want to make sure that you have a set time where you put your phone away, take your phone off, and you're done. And when you're done, you're done. All right. So quick.
So it's time to put your phone down, people. This is going to be the hardest one. I think this is going to be the hardest one.
It is. But it's all good. You're growing.
Yeah, we are.
I do want to just say real quick here that we're clearing the noise. And next week, we're going to talk specifically about the physical engine and really just talking about just the physiology of why and taking care of your body. Then we're going to talk about sleep as a strategic advantage. And then in episode 20, God willing, we're going to talk about your sustainable legacy. So we really are moving very intentionally to get you prepared if you're in our stage of life for your next nest. But whatever stage of life you're in, we want you to have good rhythms. We want you to take care of each other. We want you to love up on each other. And every time we finish this conversation and every time we start it, we always start it with this constant refrain, this constant desire and commitment. We want you to be able to look at your spouse and say,
"You're my better half."
Because that's what it's all about. It's just the two of you. So I hope you really enjoy each other. Tosha, I hope you have a wonderful night and that you're able to put your phone away. My day is just starting. And so I'm going to have a wonderful day, God willing. And we're so grateful just for everyone that's made this possible. Super grateful for Anton behind the
Mhm.
scenes, making sure that
Woohoo!
everything's working just right. The next time we're together, which will be a week from now for you, we're going to be in Thailand. I'm going to be in Thailand. Tasha's going to be in Virginia. We're going to be having a conversation talking about the physiology of why.
Mm. So while we're doing this, we get a chance to reclaim our minds this week, everybody. So let's take this challenge and go for it. I'll see you
Awesome.
next week.
Catch you on the other side.
Yes.